Now, they say it's destroying their livelihoods. Taxi drivers around Gatwick Airport claim Uber drivers are flouting rules around passenger pickups by waiting for work around the airport when they aren't pre-booked.
A protest will take place this evening, calling for Crawley Borough Council to take action, with the airport accused of giving the rival firm an unfair advantage after it accepted a sponsorship deal with Uber.
But Uber says its workers follow the same regulations as other operators. With more, James Dunham.
Don Barnes has been a taxi driver for 30 years. For the last 9, the company he works for, Airport Cars Gatwick, has been the official operator here.
We believed Uber was taking about 20-25% of our work. It's now gone up to at least 40-45%.
The prime pickup spot at the terminal entrance means little when Uber drivers, he says, are treating the airport as a taxi rank, waiting for jobs when they should only be taking pre-booked work.
There's drivers here that are working 7 days a week, 12, 14 hours a day. You know, there's literally, they've got bills to pay, they've got a car to maintain, they've got to put a roof over their head, they've got to feed their family. They are struggling. Some drivers are getting depressed over it.
Frustrated drivers think Gatwick is encouraging the problem because of an advertising deal which means Uber's logo is now on bays and signage. Gatwick told us the sponsorship deal was available to a number of companies and that the pickup zones aren't just exclusive to Uber but to several private hire taxi firms to ensure passengers can have a smooth journey. The global ride-hailing app insists its workers operate to high industry standards, abiding by the same regulations as other private hire operators. Its website has a dedicated advice section for Uber's drivers heading to Gatwick, telling them to wait in a queue for the next pickup. The Unite Union, which represents 300 plus local workers, says this goes against licensing rules.
Gatwick taxi drivers, they have the licensing ability to pick up fares from the airport, and say for example they take them into London, they can't pick up a fare back to the airport unless it's pre-booked. So what we're seeing is Uber drivers coming into the airport essentially creating a digital rank and waiting for bookings to be made, whereas the Gatwick taxi drivers don't have the ability to operate and therefore at an unfair disadvantage.
Drivers that you see on the app are the ones that do not have a booking. So if they are there, why are they there? They're waiting for a job to be generated, but the job is not pre-booked, whereas that is making provisions if they can be seen on there. So if they're making provisions, I can't do that in another area. So we want them, being a private hire driver, to be under the same rules as us.
Crawley Borough Council says it's been actively investigating concerns and will produce findings in the near future. Drivers are desperately waiting for a resolution in the hope work will improve. James Dunham, ITV News, Crawley.